I was 44 years old. Probably what I remember most is just coming in and saying, you know, you have pancreatic cancer. Everyone I talked to just said, you're going to die. You have pancreatic cancer. And I wanted more hope than that. There was nothing. It was just a good luck. It was very hard. My son couldn't even come to the hospital to see me because he thought I was going to die. I lost a lot of friends, and they outright said to me, "We love you, Kay, but we can't see you die." It's very hard to lead that life. So when I came to the wellness community, it was hope for me, and actually it helped me move forward with my fight. While I was here, my cancer came back. But thanks to research, I was able to have my pancreas and spleen removed and not have a transplant and still continue. Right after that, I had my very first follow-up, and they found a mass on my lymph node, which I think to me was more devastating than even getting the pancreatic cancer, because I had fought so hard already through 2 of them. And to know that there was it occurred again, and I was declared inoperable. I went to several different places for consultations, and I needed to be sent out of state, and I got a consultation that there was something that they thought they could do for me. I came home. I had my consultation at MD Anderson, but I came home. I wanted my support here. That support is so needed. You know, we hope for the best, we prepare for the worst. You wanted to hope to keep going. So my doctor here gave me the chemo. It was chemo before surgery. It worked, but I had a very good transplant surgeon here who went in and was able to remove that mass. And then I went for another 4 years, and there was a spot on my lung. And it was very small, but I had started working in research then. And when I say working in research, I started being a patient advocate in research. And a renowned researcher had said to me, 1 centimeter can be a death sentence to a pancreatic cancer patient. And that kept ringing through my head. So I went to 4 different doctors getting consultations until I finally got a biopsy. And they came back and said, it is pancreatic cancer. You know your body better than we do. And I had the lower right lobe of my lung removed. So it's been a push, but to me, it was knowing what was going on in research that helped me push too. And as you lay there, I've laid in the bed 4 times that they didn't think I would come out. And as you lay there, you have to have this peace of mind that you did everything that you could and that you have accomplished things in your life that, we're only here once. And we really need to not take so much for granted. It's a wake-up call. It makes you just look at life and what you're going to leave behind and how you can change the future before you leave this world. Not that I expect to die tomorrow, but I'm here today, so I'm going to make the most of it. I'm always looking for what's going on in the community. And, of course, we were lucky to get a Cancer Treatment Centers of America here. And I took a tour. And as I was touring, I asked a lot of research questions. And they were wonderful out there. And Lisa, who took me around, said, well, let me give you, an email, somebody that, could possibly answer a lot of your questions. And so that's when I met Evelyn at the Gateway, and we started a conversation. She didn't know about patient advocates that were trained as we were by the National Cancer Institute and work nationally on clinical trials and doing reviews and such. So after conversations, I was asked to do a couple reviews for them and then asked to join the scientific committee. There are several things that a research patient advocate does. We don't want to sit at the table and hold them back. We want to help them move forward in clinical trials and research. So we have to learn their language and we have to learn the right questions to be able to ask. But we're not sitting there to be researchers or doctors. We are patients. We come from the real life world. But we also get to look at new trials that are coming in just with the ideas that we actually now get to sit down and talk with the researchers. And we are able to give our input and then give a score as to how we feel this will be looked at in the community. As a research advocate, lots of times I will say to researchers, if I cannot see the patient benefit in your research, I cannot give you a good score. They do not welcome me a lot of times, especially the individual researchers, because of that very, thing, because they want their trials, and it's like, I don't care how good it is. If you don't get patients on it, you've lost a lot of time, you lost a lot of money, and you haven't saved any lives. Patients deserve to live. With diabetes, we have made it a chronic disease. We need to do that with cancer, and we can do that. I know research can do that. It puts a smile on my face to think about research, and I know we can get there. We all need to work together. We all need to work together for patients, and I think that's what Gateway does. I love the research. I love the researchers and talking to them, because that is our hope. And that's why I love to be able to pass on and share with patients what's going on in research, because you have to have that hope to fight. And that's what keeps me going. And I'm here to fight for the many heroes that have left me their strength. And that's why I deal, with a lot of patients. I want to give them the hope, but it's always a two-way street, because the ones that have gone have left me so much strength to continue what they might have done. I really don't like this disease at all. I lost a lot of friends, and it's hard sometimes to really get close, because I see it. I've gone through 18 years, and I know when it's going to take them. And the big problem I have is we're losing a lot of long-time survivors. I've lost a 10-year, an 8-year, a 7-year survivor from my group. These are people who thought they were cured, and you just can't turn your back on this monster. All the cancers are like that. I deal with a lot of breast cancer that we deal with the triple negative, and it's hard. And my husband will say, "Why do you do this? Why do you put yourself through this when you're dealing with it yourself?" And I said, "Because I couldn't not do it. And if I don't do it, who is?" I want to make this world better. I want to leave the future better than it is now. And if that's how I can do it, believe me, not how I planned my retirement. I didn't plan to be an advocate and, do this, but that's what I do.